Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Corporal, bringing you a Magic Hour, Part 3. Well, take 3, because I keep messing up the video. Like right now, I just realized why I've deleted the previous video, and I'm not doing it. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So you may be wondering, why am I using the L, not my Corviknight? Because I'm boycotting Pokemon, and when you boycott something, you should go all out, like with the Bud Light boycott. And all that, or with the Target boycott. That's why I didn't buy a new Nerf blaster and all that, because it's a boycott is a torch and burn to me. So the only reason why I'm going to keep playing Pokemon is because I paid money for DLC, so I might as well get the deal. So I might as well play it. And there's still Pokemon in the new ones that I need to capture in a heavy ball to prove the point that I am the greatest player in the world and have caught everything in a heavy ball. So, on to the advertisement. Buy my book. The Epic of Cassius. I bit my tongue. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Ow. You can buy it at Author House or Barnes & Noble. Okay, link is in the description. I can taste blood. Anyway. So, yeah. So... I'm here. I love Pokemon, as you can see, but get out of here. But I'm just, why have I come up with this conclusion of like boycott Pokemon? Well, I wasn't going to do so because I love the game and everything. I'm always playing it, but it's the only game I own for the Switch too. But as you can see, my controller's drifting. So I was going to buy another one. And the thought had occurred to me that, well, why bother? It's $40 that could be used to buy groceries. Okay, if I buy a two-pack, it's $80 that I could use for a down payment on a gun. Or buy a tactical spear. That, or it's like $40 or $80 I could use to buy a bunch of Nerf guns for you guys. Or that, or like, just with what I bought today, Nerf-wise, you're not going to see it yet. Half of that could go into Yu-Gi-Oh, and the other half could go into the Nerf. So it's like, and it's like, oh well, obviously the reason I should buy it is because I don't want to drift in case I'm battling somebody. It's like, or trying to capture a Pokemon. I could just soft reset if it's a Pokemon. But if I'm battling somebody, it's like, okay, I understand that. Here's the problem. What's the point in me battling people? The prestige? I already know I'm one of the world's greatest players. Okay, I caught every Pokemon in Heavy Ball, and I bred them out to be competitively viable, all of them, except for the new ones, because I haven't caught all the new ones. And I've been just breeding and grinding Pokemon for like competitive teams, and it just occurred to me like, I was thinking like, oh, I'm going to breed out that Haxorus for my video. I'm going to breed out that Excalibur. I'm going to breed out a Lycanroc. And it's like, why? I'm to battle online. This is a big detriment. I'm going to have to spend $40. It's like, well, I'm going to go to the competitions. It's like, well, I'm going to buy the ticket, buy the bus ride, the plane drive over there, whatever, to ask for the days off. And I was like, for what? To lose to a cheater? That's the point. It's like it's full of cheaters. But it's not like a case of like, okay, let's say the cheater made all their Pokemon reasonably gave them stats that are possible in the game and all that stuff. They just didn't bother to play the game all the way and everything. And I still beat them. It's like, okay, that's perfectly fine and all that. And then if I lose, it's like, yes, I lost to a cheater. I have every right to complain. But the thing is, even if that scenario is possible, even though it's not, okay, because every Pokemon had their stats modified from the stats they were obtained in when they got caught cheating. Even if it was possible, I would still lose the competition. Because the thing that really drew the straw that broke the camel's back was learning that the head of esports for Pokemon is friends with a confirmed cheater. And confirmed by, he freaking admits to cheating. Okay? The freaking guy in charge of like the mascot guy for the game is also an admitted cheater. Funny enough, he lost to another cheater who I believe got disqualified. I forget. And it's like, if these are the guys running the show, and there's cash prizes, that made me realize that there's no way in hell, if the game is properly even done right, where it's like it's completely fair, and we're gonna get 100% disqualified, I will not win the competition. Because they're gonna try some weird trick, because they're always like, oh, I'm about to lose, I'm just gonna time stall and win by that. That's against the rules. They're still gonna win because the judges are on their side. Or I'm gonna get there's gonna be like some sort of mulligan or something. Okay, because it's a money laundering scheme, because that's how money laundering schemes work. Okay? They tell you to take a fall, you take the fall, they pay you out and all that stuff. They're making money on the side with this guy. They got to get the publicity. That's what it is. This is professional wrestling. Okay, but they just let a bunch of indie guys come in there to get their butts kicked by freaking, what's his name, Ryback. Okay? My brother's in freaking wrestling. I know the grift. I've seen this grift before. Okay? I've been raised by grifters. Okay? There's no reason for me to go to the competition. Okay? Whatsoever. When it comes to the video game. Again, I could be number one in the world on ranked battles, but it's like, what is the point of that? Okay? Knowing full well that a champion's a cheater has discredited any bit of me winning fairly. Because anybody could now say I'm a cheater, I could only win through cheating, and throw away my hard work. They could say, oh, you can't capture every Pokemon in the heavy ball, you cheated. Even though I did not. All the shiny Pokemon you caught, oh, you cheated. Everybody does it. It's perfectly fine. And that's what it is. There's no incentive for me to play this game anymore, other than for my own personal enjoyment of capturing every Pokemon. So, in the heavy ball. And because of that, I am boycotting the game, and I'm not going to buy any more products until these guys are either permabanned or you permaban. You permaban Wolfie. You permaban all these guys who were caught cheating. I want them all permabanned. That's the only way you're going to get me back as a customer. Okay, maybe I might change my mind. Because again, maybe in the next game, they're like, here's a Pokeball store, you get all the heavy balls you want. Okay, or you could craft them. I was like, okay, I might go back. But until then, I'm not buying any more product. And I didn't buy Legends Arceus. I thought that was a piece of garbage. And thinking about it, it's like, you know what? If I didn't have to buy Legends Arceus or Let's Go Eevee and all that, or even a new Joy-Con for my game, I could very well not need to buy that. Because, again, I would just rather go buy a new gun, a new Nerf gun, and all that. I'm probably going to do that. Guys, if any of my Nerf fans are watching this, just state a Nerf gun that I should buy that is in the $40 budget range. I'll buy it and I'll do a review on it if I haven't already done it. Well, pick one that I don't have, like just some random Nerf gun. I'm looking for a Zombie Strike Contractor, but I might buy just a Sonic Green Blaster. I'm gonna regret it, but still. Also, I'm looking for that zombie crossbow. Anyway, let me just save game right here. Right. So that's what this. It's like, gotta buy the Switch, gotta buy this game, and I'm the guy who has all the games that came for it, like mainline games. So if you need like a cub food, I'll grind it for you. Just give me a heavy ball. Okay, there's no reason for cheating in this game. Okay, there are guys like me who go grind for hours just for a heavy ball or some other Pokeball or whatever. Will get you what you want. But no, you cheated. And now it's like you are not. It is not worth me. Right, I got 3 cub foods. You get me a heavy ball Chimecho or just a heavy ball. One of them is yours. Okay. Hell, I'll give you 2 of them if you give me the Chimecho. But no, Chimecho is coming on in the DLC, so your time's up. Okay. I'm not doing it anymore. But you could have just asked. I would have gotten free. I would have even worked on getting you one with 0 attack IVs. I would have soft reset every single time. So no, you're not. It's not worth it anymore. For my waifus, except for the Corviknight, that's me. But now on the TCG side. So Pokemon, both of these games are pay to win. Okay, you got the bet. Yeah, I do have a Skyla. Both of these games are pay to win. So, but there's differences. So with Pokemon, you have a thing called rotation. Once a card comes out in a pack, it has a time span. I think it's a year or maybe 2 that you could use that card in the game, and after that, the rotation happens. They get rid of everything in those packs no longer is playable, and everything before that no longer is playable unless they get reprinted. So, and in Yu-Gi-Oh, they have a ban list. So let's say, so you could have a card that comes out perfectly legal, could be the most overpowered thing in the game, and all that, and then, oh, sorry, I just popped my back, and then everybody complains about it, and it gets banned. You cannot use it anymore, and an entire deck could get ruined because of that. But you could use any card that isn't in the ban list that has been in the game since the beginning of the game. Just keep in mind, some cards got like errata, which means their text got changed to update it with the game, because they're back in the day, the text was confusing because the game didn't really know what it was doing yet. So yeah. So I didn't bring out a deck. It's under construction. These are cards that are going in my new deck. So with that being said, Yu-Gi-Oh has more value to it. Every card has more value to it than any Pokemon card. Okay? Because one, it's like, okay, there's a whole collector's idea. Both of these things have those things. 2, it's like these cards get reprinted. There's a common version of this card. This is the ultra rare. There's a common version of this card. This is the full art. And there's other cards that have gold arts, but it's like on all that. So yeah. But this card got rotated out and got brought, and this card was expensive. This card's good in every single deck. So this is a $60 card. When it got rotated out, no one was using it. I bought it for $7. Then it came back and it went up in price. Gizmecha here, on the other hand, his first printing was a secret rare. That card is pretty expensive. This card's really useful because he just is a free summon. Well, not really free, but he helps you out continuing. So you get him out real easily. And he got printed as a common. I have 2 commons, and I didn't have a third one. I just bought this ultra rare because it was just available. It wasn't cheap, though. It was still like I think this was like $5. Yeah. So, yeah. So you have the values thing. And some decks are like $300 decks. Other decks are like $30 because with Yu-Gi-Oh, they have structure decks, just like Pokemon. Pokemon structure decks are terrible. Okay, they're really bad. They may have like 2 cards in it that are good, but they're very for fun and everything. And whatever's in the deck, you can get into packs. Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure decks, again, you can get whatever's in the deck into packs, but they will reprint cards that are really good, that are worth a lot of money in the structure deck in order to sell the structure deck better. But the structure decks themselves, you could just buy 3 of them for $30, mix the cards in it, take out the bad ones or the filler, take all the good ones, put them in there, and you can make a functional deck. A guy actually won regionals using the Monarch deck by using 3 structure decks. That's how good that deck was. Pokemon, you can't do that. Unless they make they did make competitive champion decks and all that. Yeah. And there's very much like a collector's market in there. It's called scalping, okay? That's all it is scalping. Okay? Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, oh yes, I'll hold on to this card. It's going to go up in price and everything. That's also called scalping. But then they reprint it and it's like, dang, it went down in price. I got screwed over so many times with that. I bought like cards for $40. The next week it got announced it's getting a common reprint. Yeah. And so let's go into how they play. So they both play differently. Okay, one is easier than the other. Pokemon is an easy game to get into. Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be easy depending on the deck, but there's still a lot of things and all that. Like, look how much text is on this one card. Versus Pokemon. Both these cards are really good, but they both have they're both different. Okay, Pokemon is easy. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is hard. And there's cards with lots and lots of text too. So you have to even know what like a comma does and what a semicolon does in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon, not really. And with Pokemon, it's very I want to say the decks are kind of like splashable. Like there's cards that work for certain decks. They both have that kind of factor to them. Like the Bronzong card gave you steel energy, so you only will use in a deck that uses the steel energy. Whereas cards like Grand Majidaiza, you'd use it in decks that remove from play, like Gizmek Orochi. So yeah, they will never really work in any other deck. You can't put them in another deck, but they won't do anything for you. And all that. Whereas with Yu-Gi-Oh!, there are cards that like both Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, they have cards that are just splashable in any deck. You can run but Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a thing called a side deck. 15 extra cards that you don't have to have in your deck, but let's say round 2, you know what your opponent's playing, you play the counter. This is a $2 card, but he breaks down a very popular deck and stops him from doing anything. And all that. But I could just get rid of him and not use him at all and use a card called Ash Blossom. It's just a better card. But he has certain stats. So he works with my deck. It's very much a lot of variety with that. With Pokemon, you only have the cards that come within the sets that are in the rotation. And all that. Because Skyla, even though she's a very good card, she's no longer in the rotation. She is useless. Okay? Whereas this card, even though he was useless when he came out, he is better now. Not as good as Ash Blossom, but I could use him in my deck because my deck runs a certain cards. And all that. And he's a $2 card. And he could go up once people realize like what he could do. And all that. It's just, again, you don't really need that. And here's... So those are some of the similarities and some of the things that one does better than the other. Now let's talk about prizes. So with both the TCG and the video game, you get, when the Pokemon, you get cash prizes. In the TCG, in the video game, you're not getting that money. Okay, take that out of your head. Unless it's completely 100% fair, and I'm not attending that tournament, you have a chance. It is not 100% fair. You have no chance. Okay? And when it comes to the video game. With the TCG, apparently there is cheating in it. I'm not familiar as much with the TCG. But there's like a deck shuffling way and all that stuff. It's really like one of those things where like I think one guy got caught cheating. And it's like you could really put... I feel like the TCG thing is more like a guy got caught and it just ruined the integrity. But for some reason in the video game, it's like people admit to it and it's like doesn't ruin the integrity. It does ruin the integrity, but to them it didn't. So yeah, I think that's what happened with the TCG. With Yu-Gi-Oh, again, there's cheaters, but it's like they tend to get caught, and like in Yu-Gi-Oh, they really hate the cheaters. Okay, I think there was like YouTube videos about it too. No, you cheat in Yu-Gi-Oh, we might be seeing you in the freaking parking lot. Okay, that wasn't actually like the world's dumbest criminals. There was a fight where someone like stole a Yu-Gi-Oh card and all that. But anyway, and with getting back to the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, there aren't cash prizes. I believe they might have changed that, but last time I checked, the prize was like a Nintendo Switch with like a decal on it, and there are Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are prize cards that you win that sell for a lot of money, and they're one-time only print cards. Only the champions get them. So, yeah, you could make your money back, and then some. Like buy a house with this. You can't buy a house with the prize money from Pokemon, but you can pay off your expenses. You can bribe the judge, and all that stuff. There you go. You get like $1,000. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh, you could get like $10,000 just because you won that one prize card. Okay, but you got to go to Worlds. I think recently a weirdo won Worlds. I heard it was a weirdo, so it's like. Yeah, I gotta come out of retirement to get rid of the weirdos and all that. Because why would weirdos be playing Yu-Gi-Oh? You know what I mean? I think we're talking about the same weirdos, or we're talking about is that somebody was like just freaking looked at you funny. I don't know. It's like anyway. So those are the pros and cons. I mean, it's like, and just back to the cards a little bit, just a little example. A useless card in Yu-Gi-Oh can become good later, whereas every card in Pokemon will eventually become useless because of the rotation. They want to make more money, so they get rid of the old product. In Yu-Gi-Oh, they want to make more money. They will sell you the same product you already own because you just want to win. Okay? You could trade all three of your Ash Blossoms or sell them, make your money back, and just get the commons and all that. So, from the structure deck. And no one will bat an eye, no one will judge you for it because you're going to have multiple decks and all that stuff and everything. Like, Skyla comes as a common. If you're gonna have multiple decks and you're gonna run the deck, you're gonna run your full art Skyla and everything. Like this card, I didn't need to buy as super. I didn't need to buy as a super rare. This card, I didn't need to buy as a secret rare. This card, I didn't need to buy an ultra rare. $15. How much would this card be online? Like $10, and all that. I get the one card unless I bought the commons and everything. Because of the reprints with this. This card, if it got reprinted, it's going to be a $60 card, and that's what happened. It got reprinted. $60 card. So, and these two guys are considered useless, okay? But they work together. I get him out. He does what Skyla does in certain conditions, but I get to summon the guy for free. There you go. And even if I don't summon this guy and I draw this guy, I could still summon this guy. Okay? Because that's how they freaking work. Heck, all three of them. Summon this guy. Get rid of him. Summon this guy. Fulfill the condition. Draw this guy. Summon him for free. There you go. Skyla, that's $15. Skyla, $10 card. It's like, oh, okay. What? I searched my deck for a trainer card. She got replaced by Jirachi. Okay, she's gonna get replaced and all that stuff. But you still wasted $60 for a card that's gonna get replaced for something else. Here, I wasted $15 for some dumb combo, but at least I get to stop tier elements from doing stuff. Okay? So, yeah. Another little thing I need to point out. I don't know if the Pokemon TCG does this. Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG will do this. You have to get vaxxed and show proof of vaccination for the tournaments. That's why I don't go to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. But I could just go to my clubhouse, and play Yu-Gi-Oh! With my friends. Okay, or the local card shop. I could do that over there. There is no Pokemon player over there. Maybe two. I think, yeah, there's like 2 people. But those guys are playing Digimon most of the time. Yu-Gi-Oh! We have tournaments every weekend for Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay? Sometimes we dick around in the tournaments. Hey, don't bring a meta deck. Just bring a deck full of nothing but normal monsters. Let's see who wins. So, yeah. And back when I was playing Pokemon with the guys over there, it was just the worst. Guys, there was this brony there. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you married your cousin. Or your cousin is also your sister. And your mother. So yeah, it was like, yeah, those were the Pokemon players. Though, I gotta be honest, I live in freaking the poor man's Austin. That could also be reason behind that. It probably is the reason behind that, but yeah. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Guys is like, oh wow, this guy's a bodybuilder, this guy's like a salesman and all that stuff. This guy does RC car things, owns a house and is married. Okay, I'll hang out with you guys. Oh, F you, Stu. Get out of here. You get the freaking weirdo. That's how I'm always imagining. He gets freaking Stu. He might even be watching this. Stu, if you're watching this, Modolchi suck. I hated them, and I hated you when you ran them. Okay, now, thank you all very much, Thank you all very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have a nice day. Bye-bye.